Town of Hempstead Supervisor Laura Gillen, NASA County Executive Laura Curran, and please welcome Governor Andrew Cuomo.
Hello. Good afternoon. Please have a seat, although I love the standing ovation, especially before I said anything. It is a pleasure to be back on Long Island and in Baldwin, and let's thank Baldwin High School for having us and for all the good work that they do. Dr. Chami, thank you very much for your hospitality and all the work that went into putting today together. I also want to acknowledge my friend and a great county executive, County Executive Laura Curran. Let's give her a big round of applause. She is not just a county executive. She is also a proud Baldwin resident. So let's give her a second round of applause. Town of Hempstead Supervisor Laura Gillen, who actually put in your DRI application. We have Stu Rabinowitz here, who's co-chair of the Regional Economic Development Council. There he is. His first priority is doing the Regional Economic Development Council. His second job is president of Hofstra University. Just make sure we keep that order. But Hofstra great University, let's give that a round of applause. My colleagues from Albany who are here today and the legislature who make everything possible, right? The governor can have ideas, can try to do things, but the legislature has to pass them, otherwise nothing happens. It would be nice if the governor could just do it. I would like that, but that is not what the Constitution says. So let them stand, please stand when I call your name. Senator Anna Kaplan, Senator Kevin Thomas, Senator John Brooks, Senator Todd Kaminsky, Assemblymember Judy Griffin, Assemblywoman Taylor Darling. Good to be back on Long Island again. The summer's going fast, but it's been a good summer. We've been doing a lot of good work. We opened up the redone Jones Beach, which is very cool if you haven't seen it. And I took the first ride on the zip line, which is now at Jones Beach. I was the test dummy for the zip line. I exceeded the weight capacity, but that's okay. The zip line worked. We've done good work on the artificial reefs that we're putting all across Long Island. We've done a great reform with Breonna's Law that is going to save lives, which started on Long Island. So a lot of good work. And what are we all trying to do? What am I trying to do in the legislators and the county executive and the town supervisor? We're trying to make the state better. We're trying to make the community better, right? That's what this is all about. Why are you in government? Why are you involved? Because we're trying to make the situation better for ourselves, even more for our children, right? Because we're going to leave this place to them. And some of us are further down the road than others. I'm pretty far down. So it's about them, and they're just starting out. And we want to leave them a better place. And that's what we do all across the state. How do we do it? We attack it every way we can. Top down, bottom up. What can the state government do? What do the regional governments coming together and working together, what can they do? And then what can the local government do? From the state level, we're doing everything we can. We are working 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. We're getting the economy going. The state today has more private sector jobs than ever before in the history of the state of New York. Isn't that amazing? Rebuilding our transportation system. We're going to get that Long Island Railroad to work, or it's going to be the death of me. One or the other is going to happen. We have taxes down low. We have the property tax cap. So we're doing everything we can. Regionally, it's going very well. Nassau and Suffolk are now no longer two separate countries. You needed a passport at one time to go from Nassau to Suffolk. There was a border. Luckily, nobody proposed a wall anywhere during the time in the border between Nassau and Suffolk, but Nassau and Suffolk really are one region. It was always Long Island, and you have more cooperation and collaboration now between Nassau and Suffolk than ever before, and that's what the Regional Economic Development Initiative is all about. You start with the partnership between Laura Curran and Steve Ballone, but then the Regional Economic Development Initiative, Kevin Law and Stewart, how do we rebuild the regional Long Island economy? And their vision, and I believe it's right, Long Island can be the research triangle of tomorrow. We have great academic universities. We're taking those great academic ideas and we are commercializing them. Long Island, I believe, is also going to be the laboratory for the green economy of tomorrow. You know how everyone talks about we have to transition to a green economy, right? Every politician, that's now the talking point. We have to get green. We have to new Green Deal, green economy, renewables, get out of fossil fuels. It's true. The question is how? How? Stop burning gasoline. Okay, but we have cars, we have planes, we have trains, we have heating. How do you get that new green energy supply? Where does it come from? And you have to build those renewables. Long Island, we just announced the largest wind turbine program in the United States of America to actually produce renewable energy. We have just invested in Belmont, which is going to be a full sports entertainment, $1 billion, and it's going to bring the, you stole my line, see? It's going to bring the Islanders back to the island. So you have the state, you have the region, and then you have the local government. And the local government is pivotal. Why? Because the local government is where things actually happen. It's where you actually get traction. And the way we incentivize local governments is we have a program called the DRI, because in government everything has to be an acronym, Downtown Revitalization Initiative. And we challenged local governments. And we said, you come up with your best plan on how you're going to revitalize downtown, comprehensively, intelligently, and we will pick the best plans that are put together from across the state, and we will fund those plans. Baldwin did a great plan. Why? First, you built on your assets. Baldwin is right on the Long Island Railroad. Everything is now transit-oriented development. People have to get out of cars. It doesn't work anymore to say, well, I'm going to commute into New York City. I'm going to get on the Northern State, the Long Island Railroad. That's not going to work. Transit-oriented development. And the ambition of your program, an 87-acre rezoning. And what I find most fascinating about the plan is I believe it actually happens. You know, government is very good at planning. Let's be honest for a minute. Government is very good at talking and proposing and doing press releases. I have an idea. I propose this. I propose this. I propose this bill. Yeah, I know. Proposals are nice. And visions are nice. Where government gets into trouble is people lose faith and they lose credibility because government doesn't deliver. Because really, at the end of the day, you're only concerned about one thing. Government, do something for me. Make my life better. The Baldwin plan not only is bold and innovative, but it is going to happen. It is going to happen. It was approved in a bipartisan way which doesn't happen all that often nowadays in politics. So it is actually going to happen. And to put boldness together with feasibility, that is magic to me. A big plan, a big vision, a big idea, transformative. And we are going to do it, and we're going to do it in real time. Not, my children are going to cut the ribbon. It's going to happen now. That's the Baldwin plan. And it is a powerful, powerful plan, and I applaud everybody who worked so long and hard on it. You read that plan, you know a lot of time and energy and intelligence went into it. Now, a little context. The Downtown Revitalization Initiative, the DRI, has worked so well that we have gotten a tremendous number of applicants, okay? Close to 100 plans were submitted. We only have 10 spots for winners. And the maximum award is $10 million. That's the maximum, and you can only have 10 out of about 100. So, and many communities worked very, very hard and put in great plans. Baldwin did, but many did. I know everybody wants to win. You know, we're a winner society, and we either win and we're first or nothing else matters. But you have 100 applications. Only about 10 can win, which means you have to be in the top 10% to win. And then $10 million is the maximum. So everybody gets in their head, well, I want $10 million. But $5 million is a lot of money. $8 million is a lot of money, right? So it doesn't always have to be that if I don't get first place, then nothing else matters, right? And there are 100 applications and only 10 win, right? We understand the context? Yep. And I love Laura Curran, and I love Laura Gillen, and you guys did a great job, and the state has been there always to be a great partner with Long Island and Nassau and Baldwin, whatever you need. So, having established that context and given you a lay of the land and what the field looked like and the competition and the odds, it's my pleasure to announce that Baldwin has won $10 million. Congratulations.
Please welcome Nassau County Executive Laura Curran.
All right, I am absolutely kvelling up here. This is fantastic. Governor Cuomo, thank you very much. You are indeed an excellent partner, and I am so grateful for the partnership and for the support. There are a few people who I would like to point out as well who are here. Dr. Shari Kami, who is our hostess, the superintendent of schools, is here. We have our wonderful Nassau County Controller, Jack Schneerman. And we have the county legislator who represents this area and is actually my legislator, Deborah Muley. And I want to thank, we have members of our school board. We have Annie Dureska and Mary Jo O'Hagan, who have been stalwart supporters for the Baldwin revitalization from day one. And I just have to thank our mayor to the west, Rockville Center Mayor Fran Murray, for being here and supporting Baldwin. Thank you. And all of our elected officials and REDC members, community leaders, our friends in labor, and all of the civic leaders and neighbors that are here. So I just want to go back in time a little bit. About 5 years ago, David Viana, who was then a high school student and had just begun to... He might have been in college by then, actually. He had just revitalized the dead. It was a zombie of a civic association, the Baldwin Civic Association. And it was 2014. It was a rainy, cold January day. And he organized a rally in downtown Baldwin for smart growth. And Eric Alexander was there as well. I thought there wouldn't be anyone there, but there were scores of people with signs rallying for smart growth. And that's when I knew this community was absolutely ready for downtown revitalization. And I think that Baldwin has something that not many communities on Long Island and Nassau County have. And that is, we're pretty much all on the same page. There's not a lot of NIMBY here, but there is a hell of a lot of YIMBY. When you talk about elected officials, Laura Gillen, as supervisor, has led this and done this application, this successful application, and I thank her very much for that. Thank you, Laura. And it's important to point out that she had the support of the local councilwoman, Erin King-Sweeney, on the same page. The Civic Association, our wonderful Chamber of Commerce, led by Eric Mahler. The school district, the school board, the fire department, the sanitation guys, you name it. Anyone who's in charge in Baldwin was on board for this. And I just have to point out Ginny Foley. Ginny Foley was the leader of I'm sorry, I'm probably talking for too long. I'm sorry, Governor. I'll try to stop. But Ginny Foley, when I first moved to Baldwin about 22, 23 years ago, she was running the Chamber of Commerce, and she was on the forefront of study after study after study. As you said, this place has been studied to death. And people started to get very cynical. She said, I don't know if this is going to happen in my lifetime. Ginny, I think it's going to happen in your lifetime. I really do. Really want to thank Stu Rabinowitz and the REDC for seeing the gem that is Baldwin. It is absolutely time for our downtown to live up to the greatness of our community. Thank you very much, Governor. Let's get this done.
Please welcome Town of Hempstead Supervisor Laura Gillen.
What a great day for the town of Hempstead, and what a great day for Baldwin. I would like to thank you, Governor Cuomo, for this groundbreaking initiative for downtown revitalization and for your continued commitment to spur economic growth here on Long Island. Thank you, Governor. Thank you, County Executive Curran, for your support. You know, a lot of time people get very confused with the two Lauras. It just throws everybody way off. We're both recently elected, we're both blonde, and we both have this Baldwin connection, so that really throws everybody off. So I knew I had a partner in government who would be fully supportive of my efforts to try to get this grant for Baldwin Downtown Revitalization. So I'm so happy to be here with my parents, Elaine and Bill Gillen, who first brought me to Baldwin many years ago. I don't really need to get into exactly how many, but they brought me here, and I had the most wonderful childhood growing up here in Baldwin. And I remember one of the big things that you did was everyone marched in the Memorial Day Parade. It was like the biggest event in town. And you'd walk down and march down Grand Avenue. You would hope at the end you wouldn't be thrown into Silver Lake by your friends, which also happened quite often. And that corridor, it was so vibrant. We had so many incredible stores there. It was bustling with life. When you were a little kid, you would go walking up and down Grand Avenue. But over time, we saw businesses fail, stores remain vacant, and we saw that beautiful corridor suffer a decline. Well, we're here today to turn the tide on that decline and to see Baldwin revitalized in a way to make it even better than it was before. And I will say that, you know, the governor came in the back and he said, you know, I said, oh, thank you so much. I'm so excited for this. He said, what are you talking about? I'm really sorry. I just wanted to tell you in person, you're not getting the grant. And I said, but Governor, my parents are here. You're going to show me up in front of my parents. And I thought it was all very funny. And then when he was talking about how many applications and how, you know, we might have to split the baby a little bit, I was like, oh man, maybe he wasn't joking. So again, I'm really, really excited. So for 17 years, Baldwin revitalization has been talked about over and over and over again. And we've seen one failed plan after another. And I remember being in Baldwin High School about a year ago, sweating profusely. Many of you were here with us when we saw another plan that had been put in place fall apart. And so we engaged in course correction. We were not going to follow the repeat plans of the past, which other developers had said, oh, where's that plan? Oh yeah, this is just about when my deal fell apart with Baldwin. So with my staff and with the council, we worked together to change the course and to take a new path. And I really have to profoundly thank Rebecca Sinclair and Adam Haber on my staff, who have been so instrumental in getting together a real plan that will make Baldwin development really, really happen. So today, the Downtown Revitalization Initiative will continue the progress that we've made, working together with our civics and with residents. The reason why this plan is going to succeed is because you have been a part of the process at every step of the way. And this plan and these funds will help us ensure that our community businesses, families, and jobs will thrive, and we will have a more prosperous economy for Baldwin and for the entire Nassau County region. We in the town will use these funds to further enhance our efforts by creating more streetscape improvements, green infrastructure, traffic calming, and investments in mixed-use development that will bring housing, office, and retail options to our residents. So it is my honor and my pleasure to accept this award from you, Governor, and from the REDC on behalf of the town of Hempstead and on behalf of the residents. I also see Senator Kaminsky. You've been very supportive of our application, so I thank you for that as well. Thank you again, Governor Cuomo, for bringing this proven approach and vision for greater downtown development to Baldwin. You will not be disappointed, and we are going together to make great things happen here. Thank you so much, everybody. And now, I did remember, if people were going to do a few photographs with the governor and a very large fake check.